So I'm speaking on organic agriculture, addressing the nexus of food security and safety. So before I go to this thing, I would just like to emphasize, though this entire conference is all about agriculture, but here I would like to uh, emphasize that agriculture is not a simple agriculture, what we have been seeing it, but this is also a very, this is also an art, this is also a science, this is also a business, this is also for the economic purpose. So like if you really talk about the art, I think nowadays agrotourism, agro art is being promoted, and agrotourism is also being promoted quite a bit. It's a science. We do use whole lot of science to improve the agriculture productivity, the safety aspect, and all those aspects, developing the technologies and disseminating the technology. I think somebody is working on this screen or something like this. Hello?
Yes, yes.
I think somebody is using the screen. Somebody is, I think, using making some
Yeah,
art.
yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am, somebody is interfering. I think the person with Prajapati name, he has
Yeah.
put this arrow,
Well,
additional arrow.
uh, yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am.
And
So
it's
I think they
also
should not.
okay. Thank you. Uh, and no, it also gives jobs to 55% of the people, like the population of India. Employment is, which is the largest share of any sector in India. And this, beside food, this is the second most important contribution of our agriculture, then international trade, and then raw material to industries. So share to GDP, Joe, has been like decreasing. Please do not use this artwork on this screen, please. Whosoever is doing, please stop doing that. Now, recently, particularly after the corona, you see the investment in 2012, in 13 it was little decrease, and 14 onwards there has been tremendous increase in the investment in this agriculture sector. And the corona the has proven that this is recession proof. This was the only sector which saw the positive growth even during this lockdown period. Even the entire economy was shutting down, and this was the only sector which survived with positive growth. So this is a sign, good sign, that this is the only sector which is recession proof. Though fishery also saw negative growth, but agriculture and horticulture, they were the two sectors who saw the boost in this one, apart from any other service sector. So this is quite appreciative of for the farming community. And then in India, the primary source of wild livelihood we have already talked about. So the compound growth rate has been increasing quite significantly and off late. And if we really see the development which has happened in this sector, from bagging bowl to what you call the neck exporter. So 1968, we saw the Green Revolution, which made us self-sufficient for the food security point of view. And then in 1970, we saw the White Revolution. And then in terms of milk production, we became self-sufficient in milk production. Then 84, we saw the ICT revolution. In 85, we saw the Blue Revolution, the fishery sector. And then 86, we have seen the biotechnology the revolution. Then 87, the yellow revolution, that is the oilseed sector. In 1996 onwards, we have started talking about the evergreen revolution, the evolution. So this is how this sector has been improving, and these are the three pillars, stalwarts, who has witnessed or who were actually responsible for bringing this revolution in the agriculture sector: Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, Dr. Norman Borlaug, and Dr. Bagis Kurian. Now, technological advances, if we really see, the population has been growing tremendously. We all know that by 2020, we were supposed to be 200, we have crossed this thing. And if we come to the horticulture sector, the growth and prospects, this is also quite bright. So we have seen the food grain versus the horticulture, they are going neck to neck. The growth sector, so this is the production in billion tons. We can see how the production has increased over the period of time. And India is expected to have highest ever horticulture production, that is 329.86 in 2024, up by 2.93. Increase in production has registered the vegetable, spices, medicinal, and aromatic class. Now, after the COVID, because of this awareness about this health and nutritional, there has been a lot of jump in the horticulture sector, particularly in the medicinal and aromatic plant and spice sector, beside vegetables. And floriculture has also seen quite a bit of impressive growth. Now, what is the problem of the Indian farmer is the small size of the land holdings. Often it is indicative of the fact that the cultivation of the land is irrigation and fertilizer intensive, because we want to grow more from the small piece of land. And farmers use the land to its full potential because of its small size. Eventually leads to the depletion of natural resources and therefore reduction in the sustainability of the food production. And farmers use an excessive amount of urea as it is subsidized and consequently causes soil pollution. So another shift we have seen over the period of time, the traditional crops like millets have replaced the cash crop. But thanks to our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, that he has brought this, he's bringing back this our traditional crop, and this year we have celebrated as a year of millets, and there are plans that the next decade will be celebrated as the decade of millets. I think this will bring a lot of positive impacts on our economy, because this cash crops has brought a lot of problems. Misuse and overuse of this chemicals is causing environmental degradation, depletion of the productivity, pesticide residue in the food, high level of nitrate in the water, and pest resurgence and pesticide resistance. So in view of this IPM, integrated pest management, integrated nutrient management, and organic farming have emerged for food security, food safety, and environmental security. So, but if we really see, the population is ever growing. So there's a conflicting trends that we need to keep continuing to feed this increasing population. So beside that, climate change is also impacting the productivity, the agriculture, the change in water supply and demand there are floods at some point of time, but on the contrary, there are other areas where the drought is happening. Significant on the crop yield, the temperature increase is causing impacting the crop yield. Changes in geographical distribution vigor of the insects. The insect, there was a news last month only that the apple tree is seeing this fungal infection, a lot of fungal infection because of the increase in the temperature, which was not there earlier, and it is shifting. It has moved. The disease has moved altitudinally, because that's because the temperature is changing, and because of the changing temperature, the disease are migrating. The disease is and insects are migrating from place to place, and they are causing a lot of havoc. And environmental, we also saw this locust problem last year, and that was also because of this our climate change related issues. Then environmental instability may reduce the effectiveness of the pesticide also, and the growing threat of flood insecurity and malnutrition, food insecurity. So how to satisfy these growing needs? The only way is that we need to keep improving the productivity and encourage the conservation of the resources, enable access to food, providing necessary facility through systematic policy making and implementation to achieve the national food security. So one way is the irrigation development. We need to increase the irrigation coverage. Then in yield improvement by minimizing the crop losses due to biotic antibiotic stresses. Then efficient utilization of the fertilizer integrated with biofertilizer and manure and increasing the crop productivity. Now, coming to the building the climate resilience in the crop, because the climate change is a big problem. So there are 4 stages of the crop cycle where we have food cycle, which need to be targeted to building the resilience. One is the pre-production. Before we grow the crop, we need to take care of the soil health. We need to take care of the conservation of the agriculture. We need to do the crop planning and the right crop selection, crop calendar planning. When we talk about the crop planning and right crop selection, like for example, if we know the area is having the water scarcity, let's do this land planning in a manner where we do grow the crops which utilizes less water rather than the growing the rice or sugarcane over there. So likewise, we need to do the planning of the right crop and selection for the based on the season changes and based on seasonal variations of the climate, and also based on the availability of the resources like water and the soil health. Then crop calendar planning change date. For example, if we can change the date of sowing, can we evade the flood which comes? And this has been practiced very effectively by the farmers. But just by changing the sowing date by 15 days, they could save their crop from the floods. Similarly, just by changing the dates by 1 month, they could save the crop from this infestation by the pest. So this need to be done. This is where we need to focus more stressfully by this. And then dual land use. Can we use the same land for the double purposes? Like for example, by agroforestry could be one area, agrivoltaic could be another area by which we can have the multi-purpose use of from the same piece of land. We can have more than one purpose can be served. Then integrated what you call farming is another area by which we can have the cattle and farms on the same piece of land, as was talking. There's a previous speakers was talking about that we need to grow, like we need to take care of our animals on the same farm where we are growing our crop. Then coming to the production stage, we need to do efficient water management, pest management, nutrient management, agroforestry, and ag advisory. At post-harvest level, we need to do the pre-processing, packaging, proper storage, proper transportation, value addition, and for the recycling, we need to do the waste valorization. As I think in the previous speaker also mentioned about the circular economy. It means nothing is waste. The waste is a raw material for something else. So use that raw material to create something useful item out of it. So our research and development should focus on these 4 areas, keeping in mind the changing climate, the resource availability, and so on. Now, to feed this our world for taking care of the food security as well as the food safety, what are the technologies which we can use for enhancing the productivity, at the same time not using or minimizing the use of the chemicals? So agriculture 4.0 is transforming, is the one which is now impacting, which is now being talked about a lot, which will boost the productivity, which will also enhance, which will also lead to the utilization of the advanced technologies by the farming community, and which will lead to the precision agriculture and lowering the use of the chemicals and improving this organic farming mode. So agriculture 4.0 is transforming the business ecosystem and opening up new room for the value chain and development of new revenue models. And then agronomists and soil scientists are driving innovative farming ideas such as crop modeling, digital soil mapping, especially in the data-sparse country as India, and key to planning sustainable agriculture intensification and natural resources. So these are the Now people are talking about the bots to bees, how to use the bots, robots, and the bees for the pollination under the protected agriculture. In the protected agriculture, pollination is a big problem. And now scientists have created small bees, even robotic bees also, to do this artificial pollination. And robots are being used for plucking, for detection of the right harvesting stage, and so on. Data insights is the key. So now we have, I think if you might be knowing that we have many, so we are collecting a lot of satellite images, and a lot of data is coming from the satellite. And a lot of weather data is also being collected. And that data is now being used by the AI to develop the models to give you the insights for the future farming, like how to that data set, like data of the images, is being used for the diagnostic purposes. Data from images are also being used for the nutrient deficiency, for identification of biotic and abiotic stress, not only at the farm level but at the plant level. That's the how kind of accuracy or the precision which we are talking about for the future farming. Now, precision agriculture, as I said, the database is the backbone of any precision agriculture. Unless we get the data, we cannot predict the deficiency. We cannot do the remedial. We cannot take the remedial action. So, for that sense, we need the whole lot of data coming from this for the fertility, for the nutrient database, for the soil, and then the precision seeding. Then fertility and disease management app is being used for this managing the fertility and disease management, and then the yield monitoring, and for everything, like for the farm management is now becoming a very, very data intensive, and use of this drone based hyperspectral images, use of satellite images for doing this modeling of the data and using them for the diagnostic purposes and for the advisory purposes is becoming very important. Hydroponic, though hydroponic does not come under, is not considered as organic so far, but now people are developing solutions for the because they use the chemicals like as a nutrient. But now organic nutrients have been like devised for hydroponic system also, so that they can become the organic as well. But hydroponic is very safe. It does not cause any toxicity. It does not cause any pesticide. It does not uses a very minimal use of the pesticide if there are. But this is how you can create the safe food at the same time maintaining. And the productivity of the hydroponic system is 10 times 100 higher than the plain production. So it is said now, the scientists are advising that use your land only for the production of grains, cereals, pulses, and oilseeds, whereas all horticultural crops, particularly the vegetable production, should be done in the hydroponic system. And use the land for the agroforestry purposes, and rest to grow through the hydroponic system. This is what is being advocated as a future farming. And these are some of the vertical farms. You can see that when multiple things are growing. And now the aquaponic and hydroponics are clubbed together. At the bottom, they grow the fish, and at the top, they grow the plants. This is the dual use of the same land. This is the agrivoltaic system, where you can grow the crop at the bottom, and then at the top, you can grow the solar panels you can place and then use for the production of the electricity. So the farmer's incomes can be enhanced. The farmer can get the income from this solar panels by selling the electricity to the grid, and from the bottom he can grow the various crops. At MIT University, we have developed a system. This is not the MIT University system, but we have developed the system where we optimize the height and the angle of the solar panels, so that even the normal crops can be grown without having this yield penalties. So this is the irrigation and water management is another important with agrivoltaic. And drones in agriculture are also becoming very important. Like drones are being used for not for the spraying of the what you call biostimulants, spraying of this biocontrol agents, spraying of the nano nutrients, and also taking the pictures using the for the hyperspectral cameras for monitoring, for diagnostic, for yield production, and for identification of the nutrient stress, for identification of the biotic or abiotic stresses, as well as for so that the right kind of advisory can be given to the to the farmers. And transforming value chains, because value chain is very important. If we talk particularly for the horticulture sector, because 40 to 80% crop of is horticulture crop is lost after it is harvested. It means the natural resources which we have spent on growing those, on harvesting those that horticulture produce is wasted if we do not use it properly, if we cannot store it properly. So this is the value chain. The agriculture is so value chain development is very important so that to minimize the post-harvest losses. And here the AI is going to play a very important role. Blockchain in agriculture is also becoming a very important technology. The traceability is very important, particularly in organic agriculture. You must know that from which farm the produce is coming. So excuse me.
Kindly remove this.
Thank you.
ये अनिल इनको हटाइए यहाँ से.
जी सर, जी सर.
Then
ऐसे
enable,
participants को.
yes, I'll just finish it quickly. Enable consumers to verify the journey of the product from where we can even trace up to the farm level, from which farm and which date the product produces. So traceability is very important. Through the blockchain technology, we can do this thing. We can optimize the supply chain. We can do this crop insurance. Can be used for the crop insurance, and this can be used for the transaction, like for the farmers as well. So now organic agriculture without certification is not of any use to the farmers, because they will not get that much of gain by selling the produce if it is not certified. It cannot go for the export purposes. So certification is very important for as far as the organic agriculture is concerned. And organic agriculture, it's very safe for the environment, and I think I need not to highlight this importance. I think everybody knows about the importance of the organic agriculture. The one thing which I want to highlight is that the feel-good organic is not going to serve the purpose of the farmer until unless it is certified. So all the focus should be made to get the if you are growing any organic farm, it should be certified. If without certification, it has got very less value. Organic agriculture certification is very, as I told you, the market is growing, and there are many certification agencies in India also who are doing this thing. Then warehouse management is another very important area, where the storage, because we have plenty of storage capacity, but we have not utilized it, capitalized it. So that need to be capitalized, so that to minimize the losses of this of our important cereals, oil seeds, and other grain crops. Then we need to understand the post-harvest technology. We need to build up a lot of post-harvest technology. We need to do a lot of work on this post-harvest technology, starting from sorting, packaging, grading, and marketing, and do at the farm gate level, not at other level. I think the model of FPOs, which is being promoted by Honorable Prime Minister Modi, is a very good model, where these things should be promoted at farmer gate level, at FPO level. That's by doing the sorting, packaging, and grading, and then doing this marketing. This will enable the farmers not only to minimize the loss, but also to get the value, the money for the produce which he's selling at very lower price. So this is where the focus can go for this to enable the farmers, and whatever the rejects are coming after the sorting and grading, because sorting and grading leads to a lot of rejection. Like it may lead to up to 30% rejection, or up to sometime even up to 40% rejection. But those rejected food doesn't mean they are of bad quality. It's only because the physical structure is because of the deformity of the shape or the size or something, they are being discarded. And those discarded material can be used for the value-added development of the value-added products. So that kind of training, if we can give to the farmer, how to do the sorting and grading, packaging, and whatever is left over can be used for the value-added product, that will enhance the farmer's income, and that will also minimize the losses which we are getting because of this sorting and grading practices. And then after, when we are doing the value addition, there are some rejections are also there, like in terms of peels and everything, and that can go further as a cattle feed. So it's an integrated model which can be used. Nothing is a waste. Everything you have to utilize, either as a food or because if you see the pyramid of the use, at the top is the food, then comes the feed, then comes the fertilizer, then comes the energy. So biogas, okay? So if you are not, if first priority should be to use anything as a food. Can we use the waste or whatever the rest raw material, whatever the material is available at the farm gate as a food? If not, then can we use it as a feed? If not, then can we use it as a biofertilizer? If not, then can we use it for biogas production and the slurry then as a biofertilizer? This is how the pyramid of the use or the value addition goes in terms of this utilization of the waste, which is farm waste or the food processing industry waste or any waste, bio waste. So with this, I would like to stop my presentation here.